Hello and welcome back to the Christine Bonatti Bullwinkle Arena, home of your Eureka Red Devils. As for the second half of this SLIAC doubleheader, we will see the Eureka College men taking on the visiting Webster Gorlocks. The Webster Gorlocks coming in off of 3 consecutive wins with a record of 5-4 at 2-1 the SLIAC, as the Red Devils come in 6-2, 2-1 the SLIAC, undefeated here at home, looking to extend that undefeated streak to 4 on the season. The Red Devils and Gorlocks are part of a 5-way tie early in the season here for second place in the SLIAC, the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Those teams looking to break away and maintain sole possession. Here the Red Devils look to get a spark back after dropping their last contest to Blackburn on the road, a conference rival. In that contest, of course, Eureka guard Shea Feehan, the leading scorer for this squad, year in, year out, one of the top scorers in the nation, was out with a foot injury. He will be back and at full speed for this Red Devil squad. The starters for this 3 o'clock start. First for the Webster Gorlocks, the guard, number 2, Josh Johnson, standing at 6 foot tall. Number 3, Enrique Tankins at 6'3", the forward. Michael Dunn, number 4, the 6'2" guard. Christian Crespo, number 12, the 6'1" guard, the freshman starting for Webster. And number 21, Rodson Etienne at 6'2" for the Gorlocks. A bit of a smaller lineup, not a lot of size for this Webster team. For the Red Devils, going with the typical starting 5 here. Number 14, the junior out of Washington, Illinois. Number 14, 6'4" forward Alex Wiegand, handling the point guard duties for this Eureka squad. Number 1, Ryan McElmurray, the senior, 5'10". Hank Thomas, guard, the junior out of Peoria, Illinois. Number 21, Shea Feehan, leading scorer like we talked about, the senior out of Peoria, Illinois. And the big man down low, 6'5", Jordan Dame. This Eureka College squad, one that certainly likes to shoot the 3 ball, be outside, but not afraid to drive in, get physical down low. You'll certainly have to think this will be a quickly paced game. Not a ton of size from either side here, but Eureka has that advantage down low with Jordan Dame. As both teams are going back to their benches, this team certainly ready to go. Hasn't played in a week. Of course, taking that little break here during finals week at Eureka College, looking to get a quick win before the holiday break begins. Now with 30 seconds on the clock, teams will get ready here for introductions. So we take a look at the upcoming schedule for Eureka College. Eureka will be at home again on the 19th against Dominican. That a 7 o'clock tip-off. Then on the road December 30th at Maryville before returning home to conference play against Spalding here on January 3rd. That another doubleheader with the women's. Women's tip at 6, the men's tip to follow at 8. That in January, when Eureka gets into most of the conference schedule, with home contest against Spalding, then on the road at Principia and Westminster, for returning home against Iowa Wesleyan again, then at Fontbonne, at Greenville, home against McMurray and Blackburn, and at Webster. As after Dominican and Maryville, it will be a full conference schedule from here on out. This Eureka Red Devil team, coached by Chip Wilde in his 11th season with 123 wins, looking to continue to help that total grow here at home against Webster. As we get ready to tip soon, we'll take a quick break and be back. As the teams break the huddle here, we will see this Eureka squad, a Webster team, facing off for the first time. Not really sure what to expect out of this squad, but for the home Eureka Red Devils, a lot of outside shooting. That offense looks to be fueled by the two big scorers of Feehan and Hank Thomas. Thomas a lot of times spotting up outside for three, but for his size, never the biggest man on the court, but he will find a way to finish in contact. Very physical player, very strong. As Alex Wiegand will be in the tip-off circle versus number 21, Rodson Etienne. And Wiegand will win the tip back to Ryan Buck McElmurray. Buck brings the ball up right side as Hank Thomas cuts left. He will give it to Thomas. Webster coming out in the man set. Up top to Wiegand. Wiegand right side to Feehan. Feehan will give the ball to Dame. Dame works left. Passes Hank Thomas. Thought it was for him. He will give it up to McElmurray. McElmurray drives right. That will get tipped. He will catch a body right there, but they will call no foul as Webster brings the ball up the floor. Michael Dunn gives the ball to number 12, Christian Crespo. Back up top to Crespo. Crespo tries to drive left on Dame. He'll go up, blocked by Dame and out of bounds. Webster will retain possession. Jordan Dame there, good job keeping the feet moving with the quicker Johnson trying to drive by him, but able to block that shot as Dame will defend the inbound. Webster throws it deep up top to Dunn. Dunn right side to Tankins. That is no good. Rebounded by Feehan. Feehan left side to McElmurray. McElmurray gives to Feehan up top. Goes by a defender. He will try to drive to the lane, but he will be fouled before the shot by number 4, Michael Dunn. Eureka coming out very quickly here off the opening tip. Feehan certainly not looking like that foot is holding him back early. As McElmurray will inbound to Wiegand. He finds an open Feehan. Feehan will pull up, and it is good with the hand in his face from Christian Crespo. Feehan gives the Red Devils the first score of the contest, 3-0 with 19 minutes left in the first quarter. McElmurray out top. The lefty shot from Michael Dunn, no good, rebounded by Hank Thomas. Hank Thomas pushes up the floor left. He will blow by a defender. He will face some contact, but Dame will come away with the rebound. And Eureka will be fouled again, this time by Josh Johnson. And Eureka will maintain possession. Webster picking up 2 quick fouls, as it looks like. Never mind, the sub for Webster will sit back down. He will not check in quite yet as McElmurray looks to inbound. He'll inbound to Wiegand, who was open down low. A little bit of contact there, no foul call as Webster pushes quickly with Tankins. Tankins guarded by Wiegand. Now right side to Johnson. Johnson steps back from the wing. That is no good. Up, rebounded by Dame. Dame quickly to McElmurray. McElmurray up the left side. Swings it right to Feehan. Feehan drives in the lane. A lot of contact, but they will call a travel on Feehan. Trying to get that Euro step. Drag the foot just a little bit there. Webster basketball. Done now with the ball to Johnson. Right side to Crespo. On the right side, Tankins will hold it as Etienne has the ball, kicks it back out to Tankins. Tankins will pull up, long off the backboard, tipped around, rebounded by Hank Thomas. Hank Thomas will slow it down, but now pushes left side. He will hesitate up top to Jordan Dame. He's not afraid to shoot it. He'll pull up, and it is no good. Rebounded by Wiegand, coming in traffic and forcing another Webster foul. 3 quick fouls here by Webster with 17:53 left. As now Webster will have number 42, Nigel Wilcox, check into the game, the 6'5 freshman from Georgia. As Hank Thomas looks to inbound, he will go over the top to Dame. It is stolen away quickly by Wilcox. Wilcox misses an opportunity, had 2 Gorlocks open deep, but Etienne has the ball. Back to Johnson. Johnson to Crespo. Crespo works inside to Wilcox. He is guarded there by Wiegand. A nice no-look pass to Etienne, 4-2, as it is now 3-2 Eureka College. McElmurray gets the play from the sideline, Coach Chip Wilde. He will give it to Thomas. Thomas works inside to Dame. There was an open Wiegand under the basket, unable to find him. Hank Thomas misses the 3. Long rebound, pushes out to Crespo. Crespo will pull up for 3 and knock it down. Eureka looks to push the ball now off the inbound. McElmurray with some space, puts a move on a defender, finds Hank Thomas on the wing, drives in, kicks Open Feehan in the corner. Once again, knocks it down for 3. Eureka College regaining that lead, 6-5. Number 2, Johnson with the ball, guarded by Thomas. Looks to get a screen from Tankins. He will work left, back to Crespo. Crespo with the pump fake, gets McElmurray in the air. That shot is no good. Good box out by Wiegand. Gets the rebound. Hank Thomas finds the ball. Again, open Feehan. He will get a lot of contact there from Tankins, and that'll be a foul. Eureka College will maintain possession. Again, another foul from Webster. This Eureka College team playing quickly, forcing Webster to be on the move, getting a lot of fouls early. McElmurray inbounds long to Feehan. That ball caught by Crespo. Very athletic play there, but he lands just out of bounds right in front of the scorer's table here. Eureka keeps possession. A dangerous inbounds pass there. Just got lucky with the location on the sideline. As the officials try to figure out whether there was possession or not for the shot clock purposes. But now they'll get settled. 24 seconds on the shot clock. Hank Thomas will look to inbound. Hank Thomas gives it up top to McElmurray. Thomas works right. He will try to swing. McElmurray to Thomas, up top to Wiegand. Wiegand right back to Thomas. A little bit of space. He drives in, finds some pressure, steps back. High arcing shot over Wilcox, puts it in. Big size differential there, but able to knock it down. Great awareness of where Wilcox was. Now Johnson with the ball, working right side. He will kick it back up top to Etienne. Etienne to Tankins on the left side, guarded by Wiegand. Inside to Wilcox. Wilcox up and in for 2. Dame inbounds to McElmurray. He once again pushes very quickly up the floor, puts a dribble move on, hesitates, gets to the lane, alters a shot in the air, but it is no good. Rebound by Etienne as Johnson works quickly up the floor, guarded by Feehan. He looks for somebody in transition, nobody there. He'll kick it out to Crespo, and they'll slow it down. Crespo works opposite a screen, finds an open Etienne. Backdoor cut. Eureka just getting a little lost there on defense. As McElmurray brings it up right. Gives it to Hank Thomas. Finds an open Dame in the middle. He will turn around, put it up. No good. Wiegand fights and gets the rebound away from Etienne. Forces another foul. A very strong physical rebound there from Wiegand. As now that forces another substitution as Parker Van Nest checks in for Webster. 5 quick fouls. 5 fouls for Webster, none for Eureka. Playing a very clean game on the Eureka side. Hank Thomas puts on a move, finds an open Wiegand down low, and he will put it up and in. Great court vision there by Hank Thomas. Eureka College regains lead 10-9 with just over 15 minutes left here in the first half. It's a deep 3 from Crespo. Will be up and good. McElmurray signaling to the bench that that's on him. Just gave him a lot of space there. A deep 3, not anticipating Crespo to pull up, but he did and knocked it down. Hank Thomas left side to Feehan. Feehan guarded by Johnson. Thomas works inside to McElmurray. He finds an open Dame on the baseline. He'll kick it back up top to Feehan. Feehan drives, gets a lot of space there. Back to Feehan, a deep 3 with a lot of contact there from Johnson, and Feehan answers with the hand in his face. 3 for 3 from deep for Feehan. Talked about not playing last week with that foot injury, certainly not being slowed here early. As Crespo will work right side to Johnson. Johnson tries to drive on Thomas, nobody there. He comes off the screen, puts it up. That one is short, rebounded. Thomas tips it away to Wiegand. Wiegand will stop and pull up in transition. That is high. It is up off the rim. It hit off the top of the backboard, fell in, but that'll be out of bounds. It is no good. Feehan's first miss in the contest. That one kind of a heat check there, just stopping in transition, pulling up. As now Crespo slows it down. Eureka up 13-12. Crespo goes opposite a screen. McElmurray, great defense there, forcing an off-balance shot. Rebounded by McElmurray. He pushes right side to Thomas, a bit long. Thomas corrals the pass. Back to McElmurray. Dame up top. Feehan on the left. Gets a defender off his feet. Slides. Hank Thomas fakes the pass back to Jordan Dame. Dame with some space. Puts a 3 up. It is no good. Off the left side. Rebounded by Crespo. Crespo trying to force a long pass through off the back of Feehan's legs. Eureka will get the ball back. A steal there from Feehan. McElmurray now sets up the offense up top to Dame. Right side to Thomas, right back. They'll swing the ball left to Feehan. A lot of movement here. They find Wiegand inside, back to Dame. Feehan, a little bit of space. He'll pull up and knock that one down. Feehan right now on fire. He is putting it down with the contestant in his face. Number 12, Crespo, right side to Johnson. Johnson will come off a screen. He will go for the reverse layup. That is blocked by Dame and then saved back inbounds to Hank Thomas. Good hustle play there by Jordan Dame. As they push up the floor, Hank Thomas will have the ball poked away by Tankins. So he'll give the ball back to Van Nest. As now Johnson will pull up for a quick baseline two. And there will be a timeout there from Webster. As now it is 16-14 Eureka College with 12:52 left in this first half of action. Eureka College, Shea Feehan certainly not missing a beat coming back from an injury. He has been on fire. The three that didn't count even got to fell just off the top of the backboard there. Feehan with a quick 12. And these shots aren't even hitting the rim, folks. They're just bottom of the net. Feehan on fire early. Eureka College, another thing to keep an eye on, Webster with 5 fouls, 5 quick ones there early. Eureka College, no fouls to this point. Has been a bit of a problem at times, getting in some foul trouble. Very clean game thus far. As the same 5 will be on the floor for Eureka as they will inbound facing no pressure with Webster. Here's drop back on defense. Webster would appear going with the 1-3-1 defense here out of the timeout. Swing the ball left side to Feehan. Feehan will swing cross court to McElmurray. Hank Thomas open in the corner, knocks it down. That's Thomas's favorite shot right there. He will spot up all day. As now Tankins brings the ball in right side, gives it to Crespo. Crespo to Van Nest. Van Nest guarded by Feehan. He will drive, hand the ball off to Tankins. Tankins a little bit of an up and under move, gets that one to fall in the lane, got the defenders off their feet, able to go right underneath. Now McElmurray brings it up right side once again against that 1-3-1 defense. Is now to Jordan Dame. Jordan Dame a little bit of space. He will drive. Pass right side to McElmurray. Play a little bit of back and forth here as that tip pass will be recovered by Feehan. As Dame, a little bit of a ball fake here. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Kicks to Wiegand on the left side wing. No good. Rebounded by Van Nest. McElmurray flying in just a bit late for that rebound. As Crespo with another deep three. This time no good by Wiegand. Bit of a quick shot there in transition as McElmurray works right side to Hank Thomas. He'll pull up. That one no good. Rebounded by Wilcox. Wilcox to Tankins as now they will slow it down a little bit. Couple quick possessions there on both sides. As Johnson has the ball now left side to Tankins. Tankins guarded by Wiegand. Inside to Van Nest. Van Nest trying to work on Feehan. That pass back up top to Johnson. Johnson's high arcing shot is no good. Rebounded by Thomas. Great rebound there great box out by Jordan Dame. Pass back to Dame. Now to McElmurray. A nice cut there from Hank Thomas. Altering his shot in the air. And he gets that one to fall. 21-16 Eureka. Almost halfway through this first half of basketball. As Van Nest now right side to Crespo. Crespo works inside to Wilcox. Gets Dame in the air. That one rolls around the rim. It is no good. Johnson now with the ball tipped away, able to recover. To Crespo. Crespo outside to Tankins. Tankins tries to work on Thomas. Spin move. That one partially blocked by Dame, but once again rebounded by the Gorlocks. Johnson pulls it out, slows things down. 17 seconds left on the shot clock. It's Crespo deep out there. He will use his dribble. Pass it off to Tankins, left side to Wilcox as Crespo comes back for three. Has a little bit of space. No good, but they will say Thomas fouled him coming down on the shot. As he hit the floor there, he will head to the line for three. Christian Crespo here to the line. His first attempt is up and good. Crespo thus far the leading scorer for the Webster Gorlocks. Showed he's not afraid to pull up from deep. So Hank Thomas definitely having to respect that shot early. Crespo's second attempt is also good. As Austin Onafield and Brady Sanders will check into the game for Eureka. Jordan Dame and Alex Wiegand taking a bit of a breather. As Crespo gets the ball for his third free throw. He will convert all three, cutting that Eureka Red Devil lead to 2, 21-19, 10-17 left in the first half. As Coach Chip Wilde shouts out Michigan from the bench, Buck McElmurray sets up the offense, gives it to Hank Thomas. He will cut left. Back up top to Onfield, finds Feehan. Feehan off balance, hand in his face, knocks that one down as well. They cannot stop him right now. They're putting hands in his face, and he just continuously knocks him down. As now number 22, St. Olian in the game. Back to Van Nest. Van Nest to Farrell. Farrell back to St. Olian. St. Olian to Wilcox, top of the key, guarded by Onfield. He will work left to Farrell. Farrell, Van Nest. Van Nest now up top, guarded by Feehan. That three is no good. Rebounded by Sanders. Sanders gives it to McElmurray as they push left to Hank Thomas. Hank Thomas drives, gets up in the air, able to throw the ball back to Eureka Red Devil. Lucky that one didn't get tipped away. As McElmurray drives right, past a couple defenders, and Wilcox blocks that one out of bounds, gets high up and over the rim to throw that one back. As Hank Thomas will look to inbound for Eureka College. Inbounds right side to McElmurray. McElmurray back to Hank Thomas, a bit of a head fake, will drive in, pull up, and that one rolls around, no good. Tipped around, rebounded by Nation. Nation to St. Olian. St. Olian to Wilcox. Wilcox to Van Nest on the right side. He's looking for a cutting Gorlock, nobody there. Back to Farrell, Van Nest up top. He will drive. Still nothing there. Steps back, puts it up, and good over Hank Thomas. Sanders inbounds it right side to McElmurray. He'll bring it up the floor. Eureka College with a 3-point lead under 9 minutes here in the first half. Thomas got tripped up a little bit, able to get the ball on a field up top. See right there the Gorlock defense having to respect Shea Feehan, going for the double team, leaving a wide open Sanders to cut right to the basket. Good look there. Up and in for two from Sanders. Farrell with the ball up top, tipped away by McElmurray. McElmurray will have a breakaway. He lays it in for two. McElmurray, that very athletic point guard, a lot of pressure, able to tip away. Nobody able to keep up with him on the floor. Gets the easy breakaway layup. Number 20, Nation, has the ball left side to Farrell. Farrell will spot up from three, and that one is good. 28-24 here with 8 minutes left. As Ryan McElmurray comes up, screen from Brady Sanders on the left side, on the field now with the screen up top. He will work right side. He will kick to Sanders, back to McElmurray. He will jab step back, and knock it down in St. Olian's face right there. Another three from this Red Devil team, shooting a very high percentage early. St. Olian now guarded by Thomas, right side to Farrell, guarded by Sanders. He will get a screen from Van Nest. They will switch, and they will call Farrell for the carry right there, as that will be a Webster turnover. So now Austin Juergens checking in for his first action of the contest, the 6'4 sophomore from Pekin, Illinois. As now Sanders inbounds McElmurray. McElmurray works right side. Gives it back to Sanders left. Sanders quickly hands off to Juergens. Juergens off the screen from Onfield. Hard screen there from Onfield. Juergens back to Sanders, running a bit of a weave. Oh, Sanders a couple moves there. Ball gets tipped away, stolen by Van Nest. And now that will be the Red Devils' first foul there on Brady Sanders. Second foul, pardon me. It's now Dunn back in the game. Gives the ball to Tankins. As Eureka now is working with the 2-3 zone, switching out of the man set they started with. As Van Ness now will go right side to Dunn. Dunn up top to Tankins. Tankins work left to Farrell. Farrell to Van Nest. Tankins swing the ball up top, looking for something outside against this zone. Nothing there. Farrell will think he has space. Drives by a couple Eureka defenders. That one up, no good. The putback by Michael Dunn. Inbounded to McElmurray. Eureka up by 5, 31-26. Sanders, Juergens facing a lot of pressure there from number 4, Michael Dunn, but he will pick up another foul And now Eureka College will take the ball out of bounds on the left sideline. It's now Feehan looking to inbound the ball. He finds McElmurray up top. So now Feehan has the ball up top, working off of Onifield. He pulls up, knocks another one down, this time in Dunn's face. Again, Feehan just on fire early. This time Feehan with the pressure defensively. That one tipped around, rebounded by Webster. Van Nest up. That three no good. Long rebound by Onifield. Saw the Gorlocks trying to get back on defense quickly. Nobody there to get the rebound. McElmurray now with the ball, slowly brings it left. Back up top to Sanders. Sanders will work right. Gives it back left to Juergens. Find a cutting McElmurray, but that pass just a bit long. Trying to pick it up there. He will get called for the travel. That pass just a hair off. McElmurray unable to corral that one in motion. So now Webster will inbound to Crespo. Crespo bring the ball up left, slowing down the offense. We saw a very quick game early, but definitely trying to slow it down here late in the first half. As Tankins now will give the ball to Johnson. Johnson picks up the dribble. Van Ness guarded by Feehan, one-on-one on the right side. Looking to get the ball down low. McElmurray fronting, not letting that happen. As Tankins will try to drive by Sanders. It appears they will call a foul on Sanders before the shot. It was on the drive. That will be Eureka's third foul as Webster will take the ball out. Now McElmurray checking out of the game for the first time, as we see the lineup of Feehan, Sanders, Juergens, Wiegand, and Onifield on the floor for Eureka. The long inbound to Van Nest. Van Nest back to Tankins. Tankins now up top, swings it left to Crespo. Crespo, another deep three. This time it is long, no good. Rebounded high off the board by Juergens. Sanders with the ball up top. Calling for a screen from Juergens. Nobody there. Gives it to Onifield. Onifield now left to Juergens. Looks for Sanders down low. Nobody there. Gives it to Feehan. Feehan again. Defender in his face. This time no good. But rebounded by Wiegand. Wiegand gives the ball to Juergens. Juergens down low. Unable to get that one to fall. Ripped away by Wilcox. Rebounded outlet to Johnson. Eureka College has numbers defensively. Johnson will pull the ball out. Think about a shot. And he will get the ball back. Guarded by Feehan. He will step back, but they will call a travel on that move as he dragged the feet there on that step back. As now Jordan Dame will check back into the game. Eureka having their largest lead of the contest, 34-26 with 4:41 left in the half. Very quick half so far. Not a lot of stoppages. Clean basketball from both sides. Just really letting them play. Just a lot of knockdown shots here. We've seen Feehan early. Crespo for Webster. As Sanders now drives right, guarded by Crespo. Sanders doing a good job. Very physical down there. Very good defense by Crespo, but Sanders just driving by, putting it up and in while catching the body right there with the chance at an and one, hoping to extend this lead to 11 here with 4:28 left in the half. Sanders, sometimes Coach Willie refers to him as that sixth starter of this team. You've seen he plays a lot of minutes off the bench. Anyone gets in foul trouble, anyone needs a breather, he's going to come in regardless of position. And that free throw rolls around the rim. It is no good. Rebounded by Van Nest. And now down low to Wilcox. Wilcox tries to put a move on Dame. No room there. That ball is tipped away by Sanders. Trying to get the ball to Crespo. Sanders doing a good job of putting the hands up in that passing lane. As now Etienne checks back into the game for Wilcox. And Tankins inbounds right side to Etienne. Etienne up top to Crespo, to Johnson on the left, guarded by Thomas. He'll find number 20, Nation. Johnson with the ball off the screen. That is no good. Off the left side, rebounded by Nation. Nation back to Johnson. He will step back, have a little bit of space. Now double teamed. He'll kick it out to Tankins. Tankins guarded by Wiegand. He will try to drive to the middle of the lane. Finds an open Nation on the right wing. No good. Rebounded by Wiegand. Sanders with the ball, driving up the middle of the floor. He will look for a screen from Dame. Called off. Give the ball to Dame now up top as he will cut through the lane. Juergens hands it off to Hank Thomas. Hank Thomas looking for some space. Puts a move on. Fakes the pass. Puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Tankins. As Wiegand will slow it down, do a good job of slowing the break there. But then going straight up and down, Webster maybe getting a bit of a gift there on that foul call as Tankins will put it up and in, looking to convert the back end of an and one. See the Eureka bench not happy about that one. They might have an argument as it appeared Wiegand's went straight up and down. See, free throw is no good, and there will be a violation there by Webster. A foul, and now Eureka will head to the line. Eureka College with the 8-point lead. 3:24 left in the contest, 36-28. Eureka College now in the bonus. Saw a lot of early fouls there from Webster, 4 in the first couple minutes, now putting them in some trouble here late. Eureka still only 4 fouls, playing a very clean game. And Dame's free throw is up, no good. Rebounded by Etienne to Crespo. Crespo will get the play from the sideline as he will look to set up the offense. Nation comes up right side guarded by Juergens. He will look, nobody there, back to Crespo. Crespo guarded by Sanders, finding a lot of pressure. And Juergens doing a good job of being set there. Crespo trying to drive and kick, but a lot of contact. Juergens was set. That'll be a charge. As now Ryan McElmurray will check back into the game for Sanders. Sanders playing a lot of meaningful minutes off the bench. Great defender, very aggressive guard. As now McElmurray brings it right side to Dame. Dame left side to Juergens. Juergens back to basket. He'll turn around. He will spot up and hit it in Nation's face right there from the left side of the free throw line. So now Crespo brings the ball up left side versus McElmurray. McElmurray will fight under a screen as Crespo gives it to Nation. Nation up top to Johnson. Tankins goes for a screen, but he will slough off. And Johnson goes for the step back and another travel. Johnson struggling on that move, just dragging the foot there. You know, typically on the step back, get the 1 foot set, kind of jab, come back to it. He's just dragging that foot on the move, getting that travel call every time. So now McElmurray brings it right side, gives the ball to Dame. A little bit of miscommunication there, but he gives it to Juergens. Juergens goes opposite the screen from Wiegand. So he'll get the ball, come back left, and now a foul, it appears, will be on number 20, Nation, from the Webster Gorlocks, and Juergens will head to the line. Juergens now shooting the front end of a double bonus. That free throw attempt is up and good, extending that Eureka lead to 11. And the second free throw attempt is also up and good, extending that lead to 12 here late in the first half, 42-28, Eureka College. As Johnson brings the ball up right side to Van Nest. Van Nest looks for Tankins, nobody there, good defense by Wiegand. Etienne back up to Tankins, right side to Van Nest, back to Etienne. He thinks about a three, tries to drive. Not a lot of space there, but puts one up physically through traffic. And good, cuts the lead to 10. Eureka College working quickly here. McElmurray brings up right side. He looks to drive. No space there. Gives it to Dame. Dame to Juergens. Juergens once again, that same move. This time just short, no good. Rebounded by Tankins. Tankins will give the ball to Crespo, and they will work up top right side to Johnson. Johnson puts a bit of a spin move on. Nothing there. Kicks it out to Etienne. That three is way long, and it'll be rebounded by Hank Thomas. Hank Thomas drives quickly, finds some space in the middle of the floor, pulls up from the free throw line, puts that one in with a little bit of contact. Hank Thomas, good court awareness there, knowing where people were in space, knowing he had some room to put that one up. As now Tankins picks up his dribble, finally gets it out to Johnson. Johnson will work right side on Thomas. to Tankins. Back up top to Johnson, guarded by Thomas. He'll pump fake, drive right, put on a spin in the lane. Try to put one up over Thomas. That one up and good for Johnson. That lead back to 10. McElmurray now slowing things down, and we will get a timeout here from head coach Chip Wilde. Eureka College up 42-32 with 57.7 left in the first half. Once again, very quick half of basketball here, quickly paced. Fairly clean game from both sides, just a couple fouls. Not a lot of stoppages here as this Eureka College team jumped out early to a lead and has really maintained it and pushed to extend that lead. We saw Shea Feehan getting hot early, knocking down his first three, and then continuing to stay hot, knocking him down with hands in his face. We saw a lot of the similar things earlier in that first game from Haley Renaud. These Eureka College shooters not afraid to shoot under pressure. They like those high-intensity, highly pressured shots. As now McElmurray with the ball. McElmurray will push up right side. As McElmurray will anticipate a backdoor cut from Feehan. It was just not there. Feehan thought about it, but stepped back out for three. That'll be a turnover. As now Crespo brings the ball up versus McElmurray. Crespo tries to put a move on McElmurray. McElmurray with the quick feet keeps him in front. Now left side to Etienne. Etienne looks up top to Ness. Ness guarded by Feehan. Right side to Crespo, guarded by McElmurray. A lot of pressure there. Crespo tries to fight through traffic, finds an open Nate Van Ness. No good. Rebounded by McElmurray. McElmurray, a long outlet pass to Hank Thomas. He is able to corral that one as they will slow it down. The shot clock is off here with 20 seconds left. As now he'll give the ball right side to Wiegand. To Feehan, who will drive right side, put the floater up and in traffic. And then Hank Thomas, great pressure there. Not a press, but just forcing that pass. Tankins not knowing he was there. He will get the travel. Eureka College will get one more possession here right before the end of the half.
42's got to come here. I got you. Come on, Zach.
There will be some confusion, and as now Wilcox will check into the contest. And McElmurray looks to inbound. He will struggle a bit to find somebody. He will find Feehan. A nice cut. Feehan's three is up, no good. Rebounded by Wilcox with about 4 seconds left. Crespo will pull up from half court. This one is long, no good. And Eureka College will go into the half, leading this contest 44-32 over Webster University Gorlocks. As we see, it appears Johnson limping a little bit here, heading into the locker room. We will be back in a few minutes with the halftime stats. Get you ready for this second half of basketball. Once again, Eureka College up 44-32. And once again, we're back. This is Thomas Harrison here once again for the second half of action here as the Eureka College men take on the Webster Gorlocks, currently up 44-32, that 12-point lead as we have about 2 minutes left before we start the second half of action here. We'll run through some stats quickly for the Webster Gorlocks. In the point column, we have Tankins with 3, Etienne with 6, Johnson with 4, Dunn with 2, Crespo with 9, Farrell with 3, and Van Ness and Wilcox each with 2. A lot spreading out the scoring here for the Webster Gorlocks. As nobody really standing out there. Crespo with 9. Other than that, everyone around that 4 to 6 area. Then for the Eureka Red Devils, Alex Wiegand, 2 points but 7 rebounds, has been huge on the boards, fighting for a couple physical ones there. 5 points for McElmurray, 9 for Hank Thomas, and 20 from Feehan, picking up right where he left off. 3 consecutive SLIAC Player of the Week awards. Not able to play last week due to that foot injury, but picking up where he left off. A big first half from him, shooting 6 of 9 from deep and 7 of 10 from the field. And then Juergens and Sanders each pouring in 4 of their own. Here for the Red Devils, Sanders with 2 fouls. Other than that, just Thomas and Wiegand each with 1 respectively. So the Red Devils, certainly a lot of that scoring going through Feehan, but doing a good job of really spraying the floor, finding open looks in that first half. Eureka, the big stat that sticks out here, 8 of 15 from 3, shooting 53.3%. Anything over 53% is just a great sight to see from this Red Devil team. That's an unreal stat and a big reason why they're up by 12 right now, shooting very well from the floor, 48.6% and over 50% from 3, while the Gorlocks shooting 30% from 3 and 37% from the field. The Red Devils doing a great job of contesting a lot of those shots, being very aggressive on defense. Not the biggest lineup, but we talked about Hank Thomas, that smaller guard, but very athletic, very strong. He's not going to back down from any challenge. As with just under 10 seconds left here at halftime, both teams are taking the floor. For the Red Devils, looks like the starting 5 will be out there of Hank Thomas, Shea Feehan, Alex Wiegand, Ryan McElmurray, and Jordan Dame. For the Webster Gorlocks, it will be 4 Mike Dunn, Josh Johnson, Crespo, Etienne, and Tankins. As it will be Webster basketball, as they will be attacking the left side of your screen. Inbounded to Johnson in the backcourt. He will dribble up across the timeline, right side to Tankins. Tankins guarded by Wiegand up top. Thomas doing a great job there of switching and preventing that pass, as now Johnson will try to drive, put it up and in, a physical 2 there with the left hand. That Eureka lead now at 10 to start the second half. McElmurray finds a cutting Feehan right side, guarded by Tankins. Feehan will drive right, step back, put one up, and good. Getting a little bit of space, and that's all he needs. Knocking down another 2, getting started right where he left off in the first half. Now Tankins with the ball, once again guarded by Wiegand. He'll go between the legs, lose it. He needs to pass the ball off to somebody. He gets the ball to Johnson. Johnson drives in, kicks it out to Etienne. Etienne now wanting to shoot that 3, gives it back to Johnson. Johnson works left. First Thomas tries to turn around, but nothing there. Tankins now will drive against Wiegand. He'll put that one up and in, as they will say that Wiegand got him on the foul. He will look to convert an and 1. Actually, they will give that one to Thomas there. Looked like Thomas was coming in for a little bit of help side defense. Now Tankins' free throw attempt is up and good. He converts the and 1. Eureka now up 46-37 with just a minute gone in the second half. Now McElmurray works towards the left side, gives it to Thomas. Now Thomas looking for a screen from Wiegand. Wiegand looks to roll. Thomas will take it himself. He will pull up. Nothing there. Pass to Wiegand, back to Thomas. That 3 is short, no good. It'll rattle around the rim. Rebounded by Etienne to Tankins. Tankins now right side to Johnson. Johnson finds Dunn down low, and he will look to pass the ball out, and there is nobody there. Saw that ball going out of bounds. Nobody really going after it. But Ryan McElmurray showing high intensity, hoping to steal a quick one there. Eureka will get the ball on the right side of the floor. As Thomas inbounds to McElmurray. Thomas will come off a couple screens left. McElmurray will give him the ball. Wiegand now with the ball up top. Looks for Feehan, nobody there. He drives left, kicks it out to McElmurray. McElmurray has some space. He looks to put a move on Crespo. finds Wiegand. They'll swing it back up to the top of the key and now give it to Feehan, where he will drive the lane and put up a floater up and in for 2. Now Crespo, they will look for a lob down low to Etienne, just a bit long. Etienne able to corral it though. And his shot will be up, no good, rebounded by Wiegand. Wiegand to Feehan as Feehan brings the ball up left. As he looks to put a move on Tankins, he'll give the ball back to McElmurray. McElmurray guarded by Crespo. He'll go left off screen from Dame. Dame with a little bit of space with the pick and pop right there for 3. Good look there from Dame. Dame's first 3 of the contest, as now Johnson will bring it back up the floor. Eureka back up to 14. Johnson now slowing it down, calling out the offense, looking for some motion there. Tankins will come up top and get the ball. He'll work left side to Johnson. Johnson with a little bit of space. And no good, rebounded by Dame, as Dame will give the ball to McElmurray on the left side. McElmurray looks to come up quickly. He will drive in, find Dame open for another 3, and Dame knocking him down on back-to-back possessions there. 6 quick points here from Jordan Dame. Now Tankins brings it up right side to Dunn, swings it left to Crespo. They'll look inside to Etienne. Crespo's trying to find some open space, but McElmurray sticking right to him. So they'll have Tankins now with the ball up top to Etienne. Etienne from just inside the arc. That one is up, no good, rebounded by Wiegand. To McElmurray. Wiegand looking. McElmurray, however, looking to push the ball up the floor. He'll get a little bit of space. There's the defender, slacks off, and he'll knock that one down. 3 straight threes there for Eureka. 11 straight points coming out of the half as McElmurray knocks down a big one right there to push this lead to 20. That'll force Webster to take a quick timeout. A full timeout there, as you can see. Webster frustrated here, kind of hitting their heads down, coming to the huddle. Eureka coming out hot again in the second half, just like they did in that first half, pushing this lead 57-37 here with 16:39 left in this contest. There's Shea Feehan picking up the scoring, going for 4 straight, followed by 6 from Dame, and then McElmurray just getting that little bit of space. Great ball handler there. That little bit of space, all I needed to knock one down. That one, a big momentum, big jolt of momentum there for the Eureka Red Devils. As we get the stats here during this timeout, Feehan now up to 24. Hank Thomas with 9. Dame's first 6 coming there on the last couple possessions. Alex Wiegand with 2. And Sanders and Jurgens both with 4. Wiegand already up to 9 rebounds here with 6 defensive, 3 offensive, doing a great job fighting for those, as Eureka is upping their percentage from 3, 57.9, just an unbelievable number. That'll win you a lot of ball games, especially when you play that up-tempo, outside shooting style that Eureka likes to play. As now Webster will get the ball out of timeout, hoping to regain some momentum here. Crespo will look left to Johnson. Johnson trapped by McElmurray and Thomas, as he will give the ball to Tankins. Tankins left side to Dunn. Dunn's lefty shot is up and good from the wing. As Dame inbounds to McElmurray. McElmurray now to Feehan. Feehan coming all the way around the top of the arc on the right side. They'll swing it back left. McElmurray now with the ball, looking down low. Nobody there, looking to put a move on Crespo. He does. He gets by, gets a little space, kicks to Dame. Dame drives. He'll stop, pull up. It is no good. Long rebound to Johnson, as Johnson will outlet the ball to Etienne. Etienne now left side to Dunn. Dunn guarded by Feehan. Up top to Johnson. Johnson looks to reset, looks for some motion. Hank Thomas doing a good job of staying in front right there, as they will kick the ball out to Tankins. Tankins gets the ball to Johnson, looks to go left, trapped there by Wiegand and Thomas, as they will back off. He will get it back up to Tankins. 8 seconds on the shot clock. He drives middle, and they will say that McElmurray got a piece of him. McElmurray sticking the hand in there, trying to poke that one away quickly, but just getting a little bit of the arm. So another quick half. That first half of basketball taking about 40 minutes. This one here already almost 5 minutes gone in this second half. So they will inbound long to Dunn, as he will get back to Johnson in the corner. Johnson's 3 up, no good. Rebounded by Hank Thomas. Hank Thomas brings it up right side, looking to put a move on Johnson. He'll get a screen from Dame. Up in the air, he's forced to pass that one off to McElmurray. McElmurray calling for the screen from Wiegand, as he will use it. Step back, and Wiegand clears the lane. So now Shea Feehan pulls it back up around half court, looking for some isolation right here, looking to go one-on-one. So he drives by, kicks it out to Dame. Great move. Dame unable to knock this one down, however, as that'll be rebounded by Crespo. Crespo back to Tankins quickly to Etienne. Back to Crespo. Crespo looking for some shots here as he'll put a spin move on. That one blocked by Dame. Good defensive play. Crespo able to get by Wiegand there with the spin move. Thought he had an easy one, but Dame not allowing that to happen. He'll swat that one out of bounds. Webster basketball. As now Wilcox will check back into the game for Etienne. And Van Nest will check in for Dunn. So you can hear Coach Wilde shouting from the sideline that he wants Buck Ryan McElmurray to stick on Crespo. Crespo, you can tell Webster wants him to be the scoring threat, but with a defender like McElmurray, one of the best in the conference, he's not going to allow that to happen. So that ball tipped out of bounds. Eureka will go to the 2-3 zone here off the inbound. Thomas and Feehan up top, as now Crespo will drive, try to put one up, no good, rebounded by McElmurray. McElmurray drives the middle very quickly, up to Feehan, long three, Feehan's three, just a bit long, no good. And now Tankins driving up the floor. As that one, they will call a foul on McElmurray. McElmurray not too happy about that one. Just trying to shut them down in transition. And that'll be 2 quick fouls in the second half here for McElmurray. You can see here Tankins will head to the line. Eureka had numbers defensively, but just not wanting to give up that easy two. And McElmurray got a piece of him. Tankins' first free throw attempt is good. As now Tankins will set up for the second free throw. That one is also good, as Eureka is up by 16, 57-41 with 14:30 left here in the first half. As McElmurray picks up his dribble, finds Thomas on the right side. He'll get a screen from Wiegand. He will look to drive. He'll be double teamed. That shot is blocked. Rebound by Van Nest. But he will trip over Hank Thomas laying on the ground. They will call that foul on Thomas. As in the first half, we saw Webster picking up the 4 quick fouls. Now Eureka College with 4 fouls. Webster with none this second half. As Johnson gives it right side to Tankins. They'll look to Crespo, but Thomas will deny that pass. Crespo will look to go inside to Wilcox. Wilcox loses it, able to recover and put it up and in. As now McElmurray brings up right side, slows it down a little bit. As he picks up that dribble again, nobody there. He finds Wiegand down low. Back out to McElmurray. He'll drive from the baseline, go for the reverse layup. No good. Rebounded by Crespo. As they will make sure to cut that one off as Tankins goes for the Euro step in the lane, kicks off to Wilcox, who almost lost it again. Now out to Tankins. Tankins with some space, but not taking that shot. Looks to get inside to Wilcox. And then they will call Alex Wiegand with a foul there. Wilcox has had some trouble corralling those passes down low. That time just got it, had it in on the body. Wiegand trying to poke it away, gets called for the foul. Now he will inbound to Crespo. He will head fake, have the ball in the corner, give the ball to Wilcox. Wilcox tries to dribble out, dumps it off to Johnson, left side to Tankins. He'll give it to Van Nest. He will try to go back off the rim, and that one is put back in, up and in by Wilcox. He will throw that one down. As now McElmurray will drive right, the no-look pass to Wiegand, and he will answer with a slam of his own. Great no-look pass there. Wiegand just finding that one. Just a little slip and score right there for the Red Devils. So now Tankins goes right side to Crespo. Crespo puts up the 3. That one no good. Now McElmurray will push it again right side to Thomas. Thomas open. That time no good. Rebounded by Wilcox. Both teams trading deep 3 attempts. Just trying to get that momentum swing. So now Crespo will go to the hole. He will get this one to fall with a little bit of contact. Dame will inbound to McElmurray. Crespo hit the floor on the inbound. McElmurray Has a little bit of space there. Feehan now dribbles all the way around right. Finds Dame up top. He will pull that one up. No good. Rebounded by Tankins. Eureka College with a 12-point lead. 59-47 here. 12:15 left in the half. As Crespo loses the dribble, but he is able to get it to Wilcox. Wilcox will turn, shoot, and that is no good. They will call Wiegand for the foul on the box out, as Wiegand was trying to clear the lane there. And another foul from Eureka. 6 for Eureka, none for Webster in this first half. The opposite of what we saw in that first half, where Eureka was playing very clean basketball. Webster having some problems. Now Eureka struggling a little bit with fouls early. As now Austin Onafield and Brady Sanders will check into the contest, as Wiegand has picked up a couple quick fouls here. Now Crespo tries to inbound that, tip by Sanders, but recovered by Wilcox. Ball back to Crespo, guarded by Sanders. So now Eureka back in that 2-3 zone. Back to Crespo. Crespo tries to drive the middle, lose it, puts it up. That hits nothing. That rebounded by Shea Feehan. Shea Feehan brings it up right. Hank Thomas trying to cut back door, but they will get it to Thomas, as Thomas will get it to McElmurray, and they will slow it down, set up the offense. Thomas tries to spin move, gets a little bit of space there with the body. That up, no good. Tipped up, almost in, no good. Still being tipped around, and that ball will be off of a Webster Gorlock. That possession maintained by Eureka. Austin Onafield doing a good job checking in and fighting for that rebound right there, fighting to give Eureka the possession. McElmurray looking to inbound. That ball tipped by Dunn, but Hank Thomas is able to recover. He'll pull it back up top, swing it to Feehan. Feehan jumps up, lands quickly, and right back up and in for 3. Feehan showing his ability right there. Just as soon as he hit the floor, right back up, putting that one in. Just give him an inch and he'll take it. That pass from Crespo stolen away by McElmurray as he'll slow it down. He gives it back to Feehan. Another deep 3. This time no good. Tipped out. Rebounded by Nation. Nation to Van Ness, as Webster has numbers, and he will get McElmurray in the air and go up and under. No good, but fouled by McElmurray. So now that will be the Red Devils' 7th foul. So now Webster will be in the bonus with 11 minutes left here in the half. Eureka still playing well offensively, but defensively here just struggling with fouls. As Van Ness' first attempt is up, no good, off the back of the iron. As St-Olian checks back in along with Austin Juergens for the Red Devils. St-Olian will check in for Crespo, giving him a bit of a breather here. And Van Ness' second attempt is a line drive off the front of the rim, but it will fall. As Sanders will inbound to Onafield. A little bit of pressure here now from the Gorlocks, but they will fall back after the inbound comes in. Now McElmurray, left side, gives it back to Sanders off the screen. Screen from Onafield. Sanders with a little bit of a spin move as he will pull it back out. Looking for a cutting Onafield, just not there. As Sanders will spin right off of Wilcox. Wilcox able to recover, finds an open Feehan. That is up and good with a lot of contact. Feehan once again just on fire, just struggling to stop him as this Webster Gorlock team. Now Dunn guarded by Feehan. He'll give it to Van Ness. Van Ness looking for somebody, nobody there. Finds Dunn. Dunn thinks about it. He will try to drive the lane. That one tipped by Onafield. Up, almost back in by Wilcox. Wilcox able to corral it now. Back out to Nation. St-Olian will have it. He gives it to Nation. Van Ness up top. For an open 3, he's able to knock that one down. A lot of motion there from Webster. Just Eureka unable to maintain the tight defense throughout that entire possession. As now McElmurray has the ball, guarded by St-Olian. Juergens. Juergens has the ball. He'll go up. Oh, that one almost good, but he will be fouled by the Webster Gorlocks. Now it appears Tankins will be checking back into the game for Dunn. As Juergens head to the line, Eureka College up by 14, 65-51 before these free throws here. 9:44 left in the contest. Juergens extends that lead, and Tankins checks back into the game. Actually, Dunn stays in the game. Now Wilcox will be the one checking out. Juergens knocks down the pair to extend that Eureka lead. 2:16 here, 9:42 left in the contest here. St. Tolian brings the ball across half court. He will work left to Van Nest. Van Nest trying to find Tankins down low. Juergens a good job forcing that bad pass, and that will be a turnover by Van Nest, Eureka College basketball. Sanders inbounds it to Onfield, right back to Sanders. St. Tolian trying to prevent that ball. You can tell Webster does not want it in McElmurray's hands. McElmurray is a dangerous man with the ball in his hands, hard to defend. As he'll get it back now, right on cue. Drive to the basket for the left-handed layup. As Tankins now brings it up the floor. He's trying to drive middle. He'll look to kick out. They give it to St. Tolian. Nobody there. Good defense by Onfield. That ball, however, they will try to pass it down low. Kicked by Onfield. Good job of shutting down the transition there. Could have let things break down, but Onfield doing a good job off the bench of stepping in the lane. So now St. Tolian will look to inbound. He gives it right side to Dunn. Dunn will work back to Tankins. Tankins not wanting to take those threes. So he will try to work inside, and they will call a travel on Tankins. Another turnover right there as Eureka will get it back. This time Sanders easily inbounds to McElmurray. They're calling off the pressure. They saw what happened last time. Tried to deny him the ball. Got a nice little backdoor cut. No look pass there to Juergens. Juergens turns around, has some space. He is fouled by, I'm not sure who they will get that one on, but that will be another Webster foul. It is 69-51 Eureka, the 18-point lead. Austin Juergens gets the ball on the inbounds, uses the body to create a little bit of space, no good. That ball, Dunn looks to push quickly, guard by Onfield, cuts him off to Nation. Nation wanted a three, nothing there, hand in his face. Tankins has the ball right side, jab, steps back to Nation, lose the ball a little bit. Sanders now on St. Tolian. He tries to work inside to Tankins. Tankins there, quickly double team. Trying to be physical against McElmurray. Got McElmurray in the air there and able to put that one in. As now Sanders will inbound it back to McElmurray. Still 69-53 Eureka. Juergens now with the ball, gives it to Sanders. McElmurray fakes a cut, gets St. Tolian off his feet a little bit there. He will get the ball. Now works off a screen from Feehan. Gives the ball back to Feehan. Deep, thought about it. Guarded by Tankins. He will drive right side. Stop, pull up. That one no good. Poked around, but ultimately rebounded by Dunn. Dunn now to St. Tolian. He will give it to Tankins. Tankins looking to drive, but cut off by Onfield, who will put on a move. Nation with the three from the left wing. No good. Rebounded by Juergens. As now McElmurray looks to slow the ball down here a little bit. He gives the ball to Feehan. Feehan on the left side. Tankins was anticipating a screen from Onfield, and Feehan will try to drive left, go for the layup. The layup is good, but they will wave it off due to a charge. Webster there doing a good job of anticipating that drive from Feehan, setting up in the lane. Now McElmurray will get a quick breather as Jordan Dame and Hank Thomas check into the game for McElmurray and Shea Feehan. Have to think those guys will get right back on the floor here after a quick breather. Once again, 69-53 with 7:31 left in the contest as Webster will roll the ball up the floor. St. Tolian now right side to Tankins. Tankins back to St. Tolian. St. Tolian now to Farrell. Farrell to Dunn. Dunn drives baseline. He will kick left to St. Tolian from the corner. That three, no good. Rebounded by Juergens. Juergens takes a roll, gives it to Sanders as Sanders gets the play from Chip Wilde and will call it out, driving up the right side. Sanders with a nice backdoor cut there, gets St. Tolian in the air. St. Tolian with a hard foul on Sanders. Sanders, good job using the head fake to get St. Tolian in the air. You're going to get that foul call every time. As now Sanders will head back to the free throw line. That first attempt is up and good. As St. Tolian checks out of the game. And Sanders converts both of those free throws, extending that lead to 18, 71-53 with 7 minutes left in the contest. Now Johnson has the ball on the right side, swings it back up to Farrell, back to Johnson. Farrell swings it left to Dunn. Dunn trying to find Etienne. They keep swinging the ball around the top of the key, looking for that open three. Johnson will find it, but he is not able to convert. Rebounded by Tankins. Tankins goes up high to try to put that one back in. No good. Tipped out of bounds. Eureka basketball. And now Sanders will bring it up the right side of the floor. See Sanders now, works right, he will spin left, finds an open Thomas, loses the ball, able to flip it back to Sanders, but they will call Sanders for the travel, just losing his footing right there, unable to put the ball down on a dribble. You can hear Webster coach yelling to go under the screens. He doesn't want any more drives. This Eureka team has thrived so far on those drive and kick open shots. As now Farrell and Johnson go back and forth. They get it right side to Dunn as he will find Farrell open. Farrell thinks about it. He will try to drive. Juergens cuts him off. He finds an open Dunn in the wing. He will drive baseline, kick it to an open Tankins, who will drive for a layup, cutting that lead to 16. Under 6 minutes left here in the contest. Sanders gives it up top to Dame. Dame to Juergens. Juergens will work left, spin right to the middle of the lane, up with the right hand, no good, rebounded by Tankins. He will outlet to a wide open Johnson for the layup, but it is no good. No good, rebounded by Dame. Heard the footsteps, unable to put that one in. Sanders with the rebound, trying to take advantage. And Hank Thomas will work left side, gets a screen from Dame. He will drive left, step back. Once he hit that body, step back. That shot, no good, rebounded by Onefield. Back to Sanders. Sanders this time will get a very aggressive hit there from Tankins, and he will go for 2 attempts. So now Sanders steps to the line, looking to convert another pair of free throws. So we can see Alex Wiegand ready to check into the game. This one up and good. Eureka's lead back to 17, 72-55. As Wiegand back into the game for Onefield. Onefield playing some good minutes off the bench today. That second free throw is no good, rebounded by Tankins. Tankins will push to Johnson. Webster looking to work quickly here, trying to cut this lead. That shot, however, is no good. Juergens with another rebound. Goes high up, gets tangled up there. That pass is stolen away. They will call an offensive foul on Tankins as Dame is able to get set and take the charge. Good job there by Dame. They were down a man. Juergens comes off limping a little bit after getting that rebound. Looks like my twisted ankle, as Feehan will check back into the contest.
Eureka, 21.
As Brady Sanders now brings the ball back up the floor. Eureka able to steal possession there. As Dame comes off a screen from Wiegand, had a little bit of space. No, Feehan will think about the three. Webster forced to respect that three. Tries to close out. Nothing there as they will have a long outlet to Tankins. Tankins able to lay that one in on the breakaway. Webster here looking to leak out in transition, trying to steal a few baskets. Sanders brings it right back up on the right side. He will give the ball to Feehan. Feehan drives left, and he will easily lay that one in over Tankins. As now Johnson will look for a three. Nothing there. Eureka goes back to that 2-3 zone. So that mid-range jumper up and good from the wing for number 4, Michael Dunn. Brady Sanders now with the Eureka College 15-point lead. He will pick up the dribble, work inside to Wiegand. Wiegand outside a wide-open Hank Thomas. That one is good. Exactly what you expect when you find Hank Thomas down the quarter. That's almost automatic. So now Johnson will get an open three. He'll try to answer, but his is no good. Rebounded, though, by Etienne, but stolen away by Hank Thomas. Hank Thomas fighting through a lot of traffic there. That one gets poked away. As Johnson will look to push quickly as he'll fire one to Etienne. Almost lost it. Etienne tries to go up and over. That one good. As Chip Wilde calls a timeout right there. See, even though up 16, looked like Webster trying to regain a little bit of momentum right there. Eureka just looked a little slow getting down. Hank Thomas with the steal. Looked like there was a little bit of confusion. And then Thomas ended up having that one poked away. Looked like he was swarmed by about four Webster defenders. So now with that 3:22 left in the contest, 77-61 Eureka, as these teams battle it out to look to take an advantage in that second place spot in the conference standings, currently sitting in a 5-way tie. Eureka, it appears Juergens is looking better, walking a little gingerly, but looks like he will be okay. Good to see. Came down a little awkwardly on that last rebound he had, but Juergens doing a good job getting a lot of boards here in the second half. As the buzzer will sound and the teams retake the floor. For Webster, Wilcox, Johnson, Farrell, Dunn, and Tankins. For Eureka, Sanders, Feehan, Dame, Thomas, and Wiegand. As Webster will come out with a press here out of the timeout. The ball inbounded to Feehan. Feehan guarded by Tankins. He will put a couple moves on Tankins, who will bring it across half floor fairly easily. Gives it to Sanders. Sanders guarded closely by Farrell. See the coach calling out not wanting any fouls here. Wanting them to be very careful defensively for Webster. Hank Thomas will go behind the back, pull up for three. That one is a little bit short. Rebounded by Farrell. He will give the ball to Tankins. Tankins, right side to Johnson. Johnson tries to drive a kick. Nobody there. A little bit lost. Gives it to Tankins. Tankins right back to Johnson, and he will walk, trying to get a move on Shea Feehan. He's not getting the ball down quickly enough right there. As Crespo will check back into the game, and with that, right off the bench comes McElmurray. You can tell Coach Wilde likes that matchup of McElmurray on Crespo. McElmurray now working left side. Not a ton of pressure on McElmurray. They know they've gotten burned on that a few times here in the game. As a backdoor cut from Thomas. And they will call a charge on Thomas as it appears Farrell was set down there. Thomas not too happy about that one. But looked like Farrell was set down there as Crespo will quickly work right side. Eureka College with a 16-point lead, under 2:30 here in the contest. Farrell back to Dunn. Dunn thinks about it. He will pass up on the shot. Back to Farrell. That pass tipped by Thomas. Back to Farrell as he will give to Wilcox. Wilcox tries to go up with it. No good. Tipped around. Wilcox able to get that one to Dunn. Dunn's shot is up and good from the wing. As now Dame will inbound it to McElmurray. And once again, the pressure sags off. They don't want to get burnt by McElmurray. But he'll do it anyway. Driving to the lane. Putting a move on. No look to Wiegand. He will put it up and in for an easy two. Great court vision there by McElmurray. Now Dunn right side. Back to Farrell. Farrell will try to get that up and in from the wing. No good. Long rebound to Dame. Eureka up by 16, 79-63 here with a minute 30 left in the contest. As Tankin still trying to guard Feehan across half court. Feehan will put the moves on, bring the ball across the timeline. He will cross up Tankins, work to the hole. He will go high up and in for the finger roll, extending that lead to 18 points. Tankins here to Crespo. Crespo tries to put a move on, poked out by McElmurray. This game appearing to be out of reach here for Webster. Eureka could just take it easy, close it out, but no, they're still playing with a very high intensity. McElmurray doing a great job of poking those balls away any chance he gets. as that pass high up in the air to Dunn. Dunn to Tankins. Tankins will take his 3 attempt, no good. Tipped up and rebounded by Feehan. Feehan on the left side to McElmurray as he will try to slow it down and then gives it a nice push up to the right side by half court to Hank Thomas. Thomas finds Dame, who finds Wiegand at the top of the key. Wiegand back to basket here, finds Dame, and he will kick up top to Feehan, now with 10 on the shot clock. Now they go to double Feehan, who goes behind the back to Dame, and that one is no good. Tankins bringing the ball up the floor, guarded by Wiegand, as he will look inside to Dunn. Dunn from the free throw line, that is up and good. With just over 30 seconds left here, Eureka College will just try to run out the clock. Here, a lot of pressure still from Webster, but Eureka not trying to really do anything offensively. They will have to get one shot off. There's about 1 more second on the game clock, but this will do it. Eureka College here. Wilcox will poke one away and throw one down on the other end. Now with 12 seconds left, Eureka will just try to run that clock out.
No shot.
Crespo will foul McElmurray here. Eureka College up 14. 81-67 with 8 seconds left. As you can hear, the coach for the Gorlocks calling out no fouls, just trying to run this one out. As they will poke this one away. Give it to Dunn. And that one swatted out of bounds by Alex Wiegand. You can tell Eureka not too happy that they're still trying to, Webster still trying to be kind of aggressive here, but Alex Wiegand really just shuts that one down, sends it out of bounds, as Crespo will put a 3 up and in, as this one now 81-70, Eureka College takes it over the Webster Gorlocks. Great showing. Eureka College really in control of this one, really start to end. We saw Feehan come back off the injury. Weren't sure what we'd see out of him, but he was able to pick up right where he left off and stay hot. A couple big plays there down the stretch. We saw a lot of rebounds from Wiegand, Juergens. Juergens came up limping, but good to see he's okay. As Eureka College advances to 7-2 this season, now 3-1 in the SLIAC, and they will be back in a couple of days here at the Reagan against Dominican University. That will be a 7 o'clock tip-off as we get you a few stats here before we get out. But this Eureka College squad, certainly good to come back off of that loss to Blackburn, not one that they were hoping for, but came back getting that victory. Really a statement win here at home for the Red Devils. It appears we're having a bit of an issue getting these stats, but you can check out all these stats online at eurekareddevils.com. Follow the link to the men's basketball page, and they will get you taken care of. Season stats, game-by-game stats, and you can check that all out as we'll be back on just in a few days here against Dominican. Thank you, and good night.